I told you, motherfuckers. What did you just watch? I only speak the facts.
Not just any ghost, but a smaller, older fighter from 2 divisions below. A guy who was told repeatedly that he was too small, that he was taking on more than he could handle. The world expected a strong effort, maybe even a close fight. What they got instead was a public dismantling, a strategic showcase that left the entire stadium silent and a boxing legend completely exposed. The question isn't just how Terence Crawford beat Canelo Alvarez. The real question is how he made it look so easy. The final bell rang, but the fight had been over for rounds. The scorecards were merely a formality, confirming what everyone in Allegiant Stadium had just seen. It was a unanimous decision, a clean sweep for Terence "Bud" Crawford, but this was no simple win. This was an elevation.
Thank you, GOAT, because you are the GOAT of this era. Terence "Bud" Crawford.
In that moment, Crawford broke through the ceiling of what was thought possible in modern boxing. He became the first male fighter in the 4-belt era to do the impossible, become the undisputed world champion in a 3rd weight class. From junior welterweight to welterweight and now all the way up at super middleweight. He didn't just enter the lion's den, he walked in, tamed the lion, and exited wearing its crown. The history books will remember the result, but those who watched will recall the chilling efficiency, the cold, calculated way a master dismantled a machine of destruction, piece by piece, until nothing remained. To understand how this shocking result was possible, you need to go back 13 months. This fight didn't just appear out of nowhere, it was hunted. Terence Crawford, approaching his 37th birthday, had just completed the tightest fight of his career against Israel Madrimov. Instead of taking an easy win, he aimed for a target that seemed absurd. He wanted Canelo Alvarez. He approached the sport's biggest financier, Turki Alalshik, with a request. Alalshik naturally was skeptical. But the weight? He asked. He offered Crawford other huge paydays, reasonable fights against undefeated young fighters at 154 pounds like Virgil Ortiz Jr. or Jaron "Boots" Ennis. To Crawford, those weren't mere opponents, they were distractions. He clearly stated, Boots is not a mega fight. Virgil Ortiz is not a mega fight. He recognized that beating them would be expected. He craved the one fight he wasn't supposed to win. This was about legacy, not just another paycheck. For years, he felt overlooked by promoters and avoided by fighters. Canelo wasn't just an opponent, he was his white whale, the final challenge that would earn him the lasting respect he sought throughout his career. He looked Alalshik in the eye and made it clear, that's the only fight I want. Crawford wasn't just relying on his ability, he was counting on a weakness he had noticed in Canelo's recent reign, a flaw visible to anyone paying attention. He had studied Canelo for years, attending his fights not as a fan, but as a predator observing its prey. He watched Canelo's dominating wins over fighters like Jermell Charlo, John Ryder, and Edgar Berlanga, and he saw a troubling pattern. These challengers, after feeling Canelo's power, would retreat into a shell. Their ambition vanished, replaced by a desperate desire to hear the final bell. Crawford put it simply, he didn't fight to win, he just fought to survive. For them, going the distance with a legend was a victory itself. They were there for the paycheck, not the crown. Crawford saw a king who had grown complacent, a champion who hadn't faced an opponent with the confidence and belief that they could actually take him down. Bud's entire strategy hinged on this devastating truth. He wasn't there to survive, he was there to win, decisively. From the moment the first bell rang, the script changed. For years, fight fans grew used to Crawford's slow, methodical starts. He would spend the first few rounds gathering information, analyzing his opponent's every move before gradually launching his attack. But against Canelo, there was no time for that. He knew that in a pro-Canelo arena during Mexican Independence Day weekend, any close round would automatically go to the home fighter. So, he tossed his own playbook aside. He came out fast, aggressive, and focused. He immediately took control of the ring, delivering a sharp, authoritative jab that disrupted Canelo's rhythm before he could establish it. He didn't let Canelo breathe. Whenever the bigger man tried to set his feet to unleash his signature power shots, Crawford either battered him with combinations or pivoted out of range using expert footwork. He made the feared puncher look sluggish and predictable. He set a tone not just for Canelo but for the judges, claiming rounds and showing that he was in charge. It was a tactical masterclass, a live demonstration of how superior fight intelligence can neutralize and dismantle raw power.
Zab, you called it. You said Bell was gonna pull it off, man. He did that.
I told you, easy work. He almost got the 11-round stoppage.
Yeah.
I told y'all he is the monster.
Yeah.
Listen, man, Canelo's a good fighter, man.
Yeah.
But he made the fight look normal, guys.
Yeah.
He made it look normal. Canelo left out of face with the cherry red face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, but didn't have a mark on him.
Comparable to Floyd's. That was impressive on its own. I've different fighters, different performance, but it's up there.
There's nobody that's ever done what Boy just done to Canelo. Alvarez.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
He stepped a little more to Canelo than Floyd, right?
Nobody's ever hit Canelo like that before, ever.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Where's Canelo at, man? That's a tough loss, I would imagine.
Canelo's still great, man.
Yeah.
Listen, man, he got to just go back to the drawing board, put it all back together, and just take another shot at it.
Yeah. Is he? Where's he at prime-wise, man? Is he right there? Is he behind? Like,
He's having fun, man.
but jumped up 2 weight divisions.
He's having fun. Canelo's in a great position.
Yeah.
He's having fun. Just keep going away. Just keep going at it, man.
Next to Terence.
Go home, kiss on your baby, love on your family, and get back to it later on.
Some people are saying maybe Bivol at 75. Is that too far?
Yeah, that's probably too big. Yeah.
Clean cut performance from Terence. No rematch needed, or
That's giving up too much.
Yeah.
Giving up too much as a human being. Period.
Do you think he should retire then, Terence? Go out on this
Nah,
night?
hell no.
No?
We don't retire.
Clean-
We don't retire out. We die out.
clean cut performance from Terence Crawford. No rematch needed, or it was so
So
good.
I think this: if it's gonna be a rematch, give Bud the whatever reported 150 million, and give Canelo the 50 million.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens now.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, appreciate you, son. Thank you.
Lennox, what did you think?
Why are you calling me Bernard, bro?
Lennox, how'd you see it? Lennox.
What
did you think, sir?
I thought it was a great fight. It was a great fight. You know, Canelo really was trying, couldn't get to him. You know, he looked a bit frustrated, but it was a great fight all around. Both guys looked good.
Crawford an all-time great, Lennox.
Crawford was great. I mean,
How'd you see it?
easy work for Crawford. Easy work. Special people can do these type of things, and Crawford is special, and he did it.
Champ, what do you make of the frustration? We saw in the 8th round, it looked like Canelo Alvarez almost wanted to walk off at one point.
Yeah, I mean, he was frustrated, and it is frustrating to try and fight a guy, and you want to fight, but this guy's moving well, and Crawford was moving too well.
What's next for Canelo, Lennox?
Holiday.
The shock inside the arena quickly spilled out into the digital world. The verdict was swift and harsh. Fellow boxing prodigy Ryan Garcia didn't hold back, tweeting to his millions of followers, "I actually believe Crawford may be the best fighter of all time." This sentiment echoed across the sports landscape. NBA superstar Karl Anthony Towns called it a Crawford masterclass and insisted that any talk about the greats had to include him. Ja Morant and DeMar DeRozan could only tweet one word: Bud. The praise was universal, a wave of recognition for a performance that went beyond boxing. The A-list celebrities who sat ringside, from Mike Tyson and Charlize Theron to Mr. Beast and Mark Wahlberg, didn't just witness a boxing match, they saw an artist create his masterpiece on the grandest stage, solidifying a legacy that could no longer be debated. Yet, amidst the global chorus of shock and awe, a different and more chilling perspective emerged from fellow pound-for-pound talent, Devin Haney.
Devin, your thoughts? Your thoughts, Devin?
What do you want me to say? You beat him easy.
Upset of a lifetime?
Nah, it wasn't an upset. The people that really know boxing knew that it was a good fight. It depended on what kind of fight that Bud fought. He fought the fight that he needed to fight to win. Is that how you expect it to go?
Do you want to see a rematch, Devin, or you think it was pretty clean?
Honestly, I know it's a lot of money in the rematch, but I want Bud to retire. He accomplished everything in boxing already, made a lot of money. He's gonna go spend time with his family and have some fun.
What's next for Canelo?
I don't know.
Known for his boxing intellect, he offered a take that surprised many. He wasn't shocked by the result. In fact, he said Crawford won easily and that it was never a major upset in his eyes, but it was what he said next that sent shockwaves through the boxing community. Haney suggested that Bud should retire. He has accomplished everything in the sport, Haney said, implying that there was nothing left for Crawford to prove. Was this a sign of deep respect, an acknowledgement that Crawford had reached the peak of the sport? Or was it a strategic comment from a potential future rival? The idea that a fighter could deliver the single greatest performance of his career, rewrite history, and then simply walk away was almost as shocking as the victory itself.
All right, Steven, what's your reaction to the victory? Terence Crawford was sensational. What's your reaction?
I'm surprised. I'm thinking to win by decision coming in this fight. Watching Canelo, seeing his career, expected he wasn't going to get knocked out, especially by the smaller man. But did Crawford have enough power and boxing skill to beat Canelo off of him to some degree? For the most part, that answer was yes. But then he stepped in there and he exchanged back and forth on several occasions and survived and prospered. And I got to give credit where credit is due. I picked him to win by decision, but I never expected. I expected the boxing superiority. What I didn't expect was for him to stand there and exchange and survive. And he did that on several occasions, and that's why Crawford deserves so much credit.
Congratulations. I'm proud of you. You look spectacular.
Spectacular for
Thanks,
round
Floyd.
one.
You know, always.
Hey, you see me wink at you?
That's it.
I pulled one of your moves.
I think the camera.
I see you, champ.
I really enjoy.
In the end, this wasn't an upset. It was the result of a lifelong pursuit, executed by a strategic genius who saw what no one else did. Terence Crawford didn't just move up in weight, he entered an entirely new level of greatness. He hunted his white whale, looked him in the eye, and showed that skill, intelligence, and unbreakable determination can surpass even the most daunting physical advantages. He reinforced his status not just as the best fighter of his generation, but as one of the greatest ever to lace up gloves. The night left us with a new undisputed champion and a former legend whose future is now uncertain. But it also leaves us with one lingering question. Did we just witness the most brilliant tactical victory in modern boxing history, and with Canelo so thoroughly outclassed, have we finally reached the end of his iconic era?